It's about 7:15 in the morning of October the 30th. It's a Monday. And that island over there is Viti Levu, which is where Suva in the Fiji Island group is located. Way off in the distance over there is a big blue building. I believe that's a sugar refinery. And that red roof is maybe some kind of a government building. I'll find out, I suppose. Out on the peninsula there, on the west side, is Suva itself. And you can just barely see the line of broken water along the reef. It's Friday morning, November the 10th, about 6:45 in the morning. Sun's just come up about a little more than an hour ago. And under this dark and brooding sky is the island of Kandavu in Fiji, south of Suva, Fiji, which I left yesterday morning and started heading south to New Zealand. Last night the wind was quite light, and I didn't do much more than just drift along south off the west coast of this long, narrow island. That's the southernmost point. It's Tuesday, November the 14th, a little bit past noon. I've just passed the halfway point from Suva, Fiji to Whangarei, New Zealand. I'm sailing a little bit to the west of due south in a nice 15-knot easterly breeze. About 27 degrees south latitude and about 175 degrees 30 minutes east longitude. It's a pretty nice day. The cloud cover that's been prevalent over about the last 4 days is finally starting to burn off or go away. So right now I have some pretty nice blue skies, but there's still a lot of cloud cover around. I'm about 6 days out of Suva, Fiji, and about 4 days out of Whangarei, New Zealand. It's a beautiful, near cloudless day. Quite chilly this morning, down in the low 60s, but now it's probably up around 75, 78 degrees. Sailing almost due south, and the wind is from almost to due north, so I'm sailing pretty much dead downwind, making about 5 knots. It's Wednesday, and I suspect I'll be into New Zealand sometime Sunday, provided conditions hold pretty good and I arrive at the right time to ride the current up the river. It's Saturday morning, November the 18th, about 7:30. I'm just about 75 miles from Whangarei Harbor, which I'll reach by tomorrow morning pretty easily. As you can see, my last day is, or day and a half, is going to be a little boisterous out here. Late yesterday afternoon, the wind started to pick up, and through the night it increased. It's now blowing a pretty steady 25 knots, maybe a little bit more. Seas are running up to 12 feet. And I have only the 125 square foot staysail up, and I'm doing pretty near 6 knots under just a staysail. The wind's out of the north, and I'm sailing a little bit west of due south, so I got the staysail pulled out. And it's driving the boat just fine. Sometimes it's a little bit of a wild ride, but not too bad. I had the Genoa and the staysail up through the night, and the boat was really a bit overpowered, but I made extraordinarily good time. In 16 hours I did 99 miles, which is a shade over 6 knots. After 6 months, a little bit more than 6 months, and over 10,000 miles, we have finally arrived in Whangarei Harbour, New Zealand. This is the city marina area where quite a few of the local boats are tied. And as you can see, the transiting yachts are stacked 2 and sometimes 3 deep here along the quay. Those are moorings over there, and the mooring lines float up and down the poles because there's about a 10-foot tidal range here. A number of the transient boats are in there. When I got here, there wasn't any space left out there, so I'm tied up along the dock. Of course, it's a little bit more money to do that, but it's nice to have the convenience of fresh water and just being able to step off the boat without using the dinghy. There's quite an assortment of folks here from all over the world. And even though it's the very end of spring and summer's almost getting ready to start, it's still quite cool, down in the 60s. But Whangarei is a very nice town. Had a chance to walk around a little bit yesterday. I just got here yesterday morning.